Hello everybody, Finley here, back again with another video, where today we will be talking about the official reveal of our 49th? Well, no, 50th Sentai, number one Sentai, Gozyuger. So, I hope you guys, first and foremost, I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas. I hope you got what you wanted. I did. What about you? Did you get what you wanted? Eh? You better. Anyway, so on Christmas, like Toei had said, we got some information on number one Sentai Gozyuger. As well as some scans from the Television magazine, which also revealed our first look at Gav's tertiary rider, kamen rider vram, or vram. He's a flan-based rider. It's either Vran or it's either Vram or Flam or Vlam. Anyway, about Gozyuger. So we got character bios and a plot synopsis for number one Sentai Gozyuger over Christmas. I will be reading them out on my phone because I can't be asked to remember them. But first and foremost, before we get into that, my reactions to the full team. Good lord, I think these are the best suits in Sentai. I said it. I think the Gozyuger suits are the best ones in Sentai. I think, as I mentioned in my last video, Goju Wolf looks really cool. I really like that suit. Then the others improve on it. -1, which I'll get into. Goju Leon, his suit looks really cool. I'm saying his for now because it could be. Well, they look really cool. I was right. They do have different shades of color on their suits. I was right. Anyway, we got Goju Leon suit. I really like. I like the lion elements into it, incorporated in there. I really like it. Goju Eagle looks fantastic. I think that might be my favorite suit. Up there with Goju Wolf, maybe. Goju Toronto, I'm like, you could have gone for a different color than yellow, but fine, because the gold really kind of bleeds in to that suit overall, and it just kind of makes me not a big fan of it. Goju Unicorn, I think she looks really good, because she's our first female Black Ranger in Super Sentai. If you want to count that girl at the end of, the person at the end of King Oja, who transforms into Hachi Oja, then feel free. But this is our full-time first female Black Ranger on a Sentai team. Pretty cool. We also got a HD look at our Mech / henshin device / weapon, the Tega Sword, which I think really looks really cool. As well as the poster, we also got a look at 5 mech modes for the Tenga Sword, and they all look really good. We got, I think off the top of the head, they're called Tega Sword Robo Wolf, Tega Sword Robo Leon, Tega Sword Robo Unicorn, Tega Sword Robo Tyranno, Tega Sword Robo Eagle. I think those are the names. But they look good as well. They've got a nice bit of gold, but with splashes of colour here and there for each team. The most basic one is Tega Sword Wolf. I think that one's the most basic looking out of the 5. And then obviously you've got all the others. But they kind of add different things, and you can definitely see the animal incorporating in there. It's almost like a separate mech just goes onto them, like typical Sentai mechs, so I think that's really cool. But anyway, without keeping you waiting, let's get into these character bios. Starting with the leader of our team, Goju Wolf. And it says here, Goju Wolf is unsociable and foul-mouthed, but he is strong and somewhat violent. Although he is difficult to approach, he is a good guy at heart. I kind of like that character bio because it's kind of like, from what I'm thinking in my head, I'm kind of thinking that like it's similar to what Momoi Taro was in Dom Brothers. And I think that can be like really interesting to kind of put across, showing here's our Red Ranger, where he's not all like, you know, flailing around, being loud, this and that. He's actually quite introverted and quite closed off. I quite like that angle. Then Gozyuger, who is, in contrast, a charismatic warrior who is kind to everyone regardless of gender. I don't know why they had to specify the regardless of gender bit, but we'll just have to see how that pans out in the show. But again, really cool. Kind of, as it does say here, in contrast, it does kind of contrast Goju Wolf a lot. So I think that's really cool. Goju Tyranno is naive and often finds himself in trouble. However, he has incredible strength, so there's no need to worry. So that's giving me vibes of... what's he called? What's the Yellow Ranger in Zyuohger called? Lion? Yeah. Lion. It's giving me vibes of Lion, Leo from Zyuohger. But I think that's really cool. Reminds me of him. And a hot take, I actually kind of like Leo's character in Zyuohger, so yeah. Goju Eagle. So Goju Eagle is a fun-loving playboy who takes pride in his agility. So the way I'm imagining that is he's like super rich, just like, yeah, I'll do whatever the hell I want, get stuff done, boom. And he's basically like Spider-Man pretty much. So, and then finally, Goju Unicorn. She is the first female Black Ranger to appear in the regular warriors in the Super Sentai series. Despite her cool personality, she cares deeply for her family. So, it's very much somebody who's like Iki from Kamen Rider Revice. Someone who truly cares about their family and will basically do anything for them. So, very interesting to see how that will pan out. Now, we have our story, and this is when the spicy stuff comes in. This is when the spicy stuff comes in. So, as it says, the Gozyugers will fight against enemies sent by the evil army. They are the number one monsters, who are the best in all fields. The Gozyugers engage in various number one showdowns with the number one monsters to rescue people who have been mercilessly caught up in the conflict. At the same time, battle breaks out over the Sentai rings. What? First bit, before we carry on. Sentai rings. The gimmicks this year are called Sentai rings. It's not like we've had items called Ranger keys and Sentai gears in the past, so that's new. Sarcasm. Scattered through the poster visuals. Yes, in the poster you will actually see some of the Sentai rings. Those mainly being Boom Boomja, Gal Ranger. I want to say... Drew Ranger, and I can't remember the last one. Off the top of my head, I genuinely can't remember the last one. It'll be on screen. The 5 Gozyugers are driven to fight to collect all the rings, and they are also rivals competing for the rings. So, this is something you can see in the poster as well, that green and yellow, or Goju Eagle and Goju Tyranno, are fighting each other, and then Goju Leon and Goju Unicorn are also fighting each other, while Red's in the middle. So, that's going to be interesting. So it seems like they're not going to be more or less a team, they're just going to be in it for their own right. But at times they'll have to work as a team to defeat the number one monsters. And this is the really spicy bit. In addition to the 5 rivals, with the power of the previous Reds will appear one after the other. We are getting getting past Red Rangers in Gozyuger. I get this is the 50th anniversary show, but what? Past Red Rangers. Okay, the first one I'm pulling it. I will probably do predictions after, but I just thought, hey, that's just a really interesting thing to point out. And it says here, Sentai versus Sentai. The enemies are the previous Reds and the Gozyugers. What? So not only are the Gozyugers having to fight the number one monsters, they have to fight each other and previous Reds. This currently sounds like Lupin Ranger versus Patter Ranger on crack. They can only be number one. And as it says, this work has a distinctive feature that is decisively different from previous works. With a relationship of friends and rivals, you will not be able to take your eyes off the various battles that occur every week. So, based off of that, I think this is going to be a really fun year of Sentai. We have, as I said earlier, the Gozyugers having to fight the number one monsters, but then at the same time having to fight each other and previous Reds. Now, this has been very much specified. Well, not really specified, but very much theorized, this, that, and the other, that we could get situations similar to the Another Riders from Kamen Rider Geo and the Hitotsuki from Avatar Sentai Dog Brothers, where they're probably just monsters that are themed off previous Reds. So, but we could see some previous Red Ranger actors returning. So, just saying. But another thing I do find interesting about that plot is they want to be the number one in their respective field, or they can only be number one overall. And yeah, it is a very interesting thing because you see Gojo Wolf in the poster throw up the number one, and it's just like, okay, so what are they trying to do here? What's the goal in this that this show is trying to bring together and ultimately create? That is the one thing I'm interested in for Gozyuger. I think, as I said, fun year. Really fun year of Sentai. And it's really going to be cool. It's really going to be cool. Oh, I forgot this. We did get, besides from the Sentai rings, we did get a look at some of the actual rings that the Rangers will be using. Mainly the transformation ones on the Mech ones, but... And they look really cool. They do have a really cool gem element. I like that the helmets, if you look very closely, the helmets actually look like rings. The visor goes all the way around the helmet, which I think is a really cool visual. And just like the circle in the chest, it further adds to that, like, ha, rings, ha, rings, ha, rings. So that is like a very interesting thing, and I'm very looking forward to that. I think we are definitely in for a really good year in 2025 with Kamen Rider Gav and number one Sentai Gozyuger and maybe Ultraman Omega. You never know. I won't, because I kind of fell off Ultraman. But yeah, I would really like to hear what you guys think of the character descriptions, of the plots, of the suits for Gozyuger down in the comments below. As well as, don't forget to subscribe to the Buffer Oni Taijin YouTube channel to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Because, who knows, I could be doing weekly reviews for Gozyuger. I'm thinking about it. I ain't gonna do it, maybe. As my previous track record has shown, I can't often keep up with that shit. So... yeah, I really want to hear what you guys think in the comments down below for Gozyuger. And again, subscribe, notification bell. Hit this video with a big like so the Gozyugers won't find you as an enemy. They already have too many. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.